Okay, so John Wick Chapter 4 stars Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Giorgio, the late Lance Riddick, Clancy Brown, Ian McShane, Marco Zaro, Bill Skarsgård, Donnie Yen, Amy Kwan, Hiroyuki Sanada, Shamia Anderson, and Rina Sawayama. And is also directed by Chad Stahelski, and is the fourth installment in the really quite surprisingly good John Wick franchise. And first of all, this movie is just incredible. It has now become my favorite installment in the John Wick franchise, even more than the first one. For some reason I wasn't too keen on the second one, but I only seen that once, but it took a while for me to warm up to the tone of this movie. It is very different compared to most action movies. But after seeing John Wick 4, I am gonna probably binge the entire 4-movie series again, because I was just absolutely floored by just how good the action was in this movie. I mean, the choreography that is shown in this movie is some of the best I have seen in like the action movie industry for quite some time, if not like ever, possibly. I mean, it rivals The Matrix, even though there wasn't really that much action in the first Matrix movie, and there was good action throughout, minus the fourth one. The action in the fourth one was quite bad. But it like rivals stuff that you see in possibly, The Dark Knight, Terminator 2, Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, it's like debatable, but this was some truly top-notch action choreography that I saw in this movie, and the action sequences actually go on for quite some time. I mean, they're not just short bursts. I mean, like, it's not like every scene in this movie is action. Of course it is, and there's also a really good story that's backing up this movie as well. But like, some of these action sequences go on for like possibly over 10 minutes, and sometimes like there's like a 5-minute burst and it kind of lulls for a bit. Then it picks up again as John Wick picks off a few people that he's missed or he's being chased down somewhere. But overall, I was floored by how good the action was in this movie. Also, it has a great story, has some really good and really rootable side characters. There's this blind character that I keep on forgetting the name of. Of course, I mentioned his name previously, but he was really good in it. And the great thing about these characters, even this blind character included, is that their vulnerabilities are shown very clearly, like what they are really good at doing and the things that they're not very good at. I mean, like the blind character, of course the action in this movie is very... even though it's shot incredibly well, it's not exactly realistic, but like he like carries around like little sensors that he puts on the walls that go off and like ring like a doorbell sign, so he knows where his enemies are in like visual space, which he can't see because he's blind. But like his hearing, he's basically like Daredevil on steroids basically, and like he's really good with like a cane and stick. He's really good at hand-to-hand combat. He knows how to fire a gun, though it's hard for him because he doesn't know where the people are visually, but like, he was great. I love that character. Also, like, he has a very interesting relationship with John Wick. He's like his enemy in like the start, but like his friend in like the end. I won't spoil anything more about his character though. And there was this Japanese like kind of like this Yakuza samurai leader in it as well. I think he runs like a hotel in Osaka. He was a great character. I really liked him as well. And then there's John Wick's... Let me just grab up. My memory isn't exactly the best at the moment, but so the other character, Ian McShane as Winston. I think I'm not sure about this, but I think he played the Oompa Loompas in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I could be wrong about that, but he looked like that character. But he was great. He was kind of like almost like John Wick's mentor, kind of like his friend to bring the light in his situation, and he was nice. Bill Skarsgård as Marquis was a good villain. He was intimidating. He was a real bastard, really. He was a really nasty villain. Donnie Yen, yeah, plays Kane, who was a bad guy. I mean the blind guy. He wasn't a bad guy. Shimazu was the Yakuza leader, and Giorgio is the elder. And also, yeah, Lawrence Fishburne makes an appearance in this movie. He's not in it for that much, to be honest, but when he is in the movie, in the few scenes that he's in, he's a great presence, and it kind of is sort of like indirect fan service, like the Matrix movies. And since how Lawrence Fishburne wasn't in the new Matrix movie, I mean, he's nothing like the character Morpheus, but seeing Keanu and Lawrence on the same screen, him like briefing in on something, and you know, it kind of felt reminiscent of that, and it was kind of nice to see that sort of chemistry back on screen. And overall, it was just so much fun to watch this movie. I'm not sure if Keanu did all of these stunts. Of course, you've probably seen in like the trailer, John Wick jumps off like a 4-story building and lands on a car. And I'm not sure if Keanu did that stunt himself. I'm pretty sure, of course, like, the fall was real, but the car was CG'd in. But like, I'm not sure how much Keanu commits to his stunts, but I could probably guess that he does quite a bit. He's no Tom Cruise, but he is quite competent in shooting action scenes, just like what we saw him do in The Matrix and these previous John Wick movies. But overall, also the music was great. There was also one scene in the movie where the song Genesis by Justice was playing, and I really liked Justice, and it was really cool to see one of their songs being used in a cool action sequence. So there's that. Overall, definitely watch this movie. It is a very satisfying 4th entry in the series. It's full of incredible world-class action. It kind of definitely feels almost like an action genre defining movie, like Matrix, Mad Max, Dark Knight, even though it's more of a drama than action, but like Terminator, it's just really good at what it does. I don't really know where they're going to move the franchise from here. I will probably make a spoiler review talking about why and where, if or if not, this franchise will continue after this movie. But overall, if you are a fan of action and want to see a big action spectacle that is also well made, a lot of passion and time and commitments being put into it, and a lot of skill in the action sequences, and overall just a very visually pleasing and incredibly entertaining action movie, then John Wick 4 is the movie for you, and you should definitely see it while it's still in theaters. Overall, great movie. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. You're awesome, and as always, I will see you soon. Thank you.